Welcome Samus 419. You have the honor of being...
Welcome to the stream, everybody. How you doing? Good to see you. How are we doing for balance? Not very good. We need to raise it up. A little bit. All right. Yeah, is that good? I think so. How's this? Am I in the middle? I am. Okay, good. We can start. If everything's not square, what is the point? Everything needs to be perfectly square, otherwise nothing matters. That's how I see it, and that's just the way it is. Sup, swag? Yeah, 3.5. Today was, I got up really early. Today's really early. Today was really early, man. Holy macaroni. Hello, Nathan. Good to see you. Struggling con artists and TV sets when communication was enough. Sorry. Can you give me more context there? I'd love to know what you meant. And this is on YouTube, by the way. I'll see if the website plugin has that option. You can also read them anytime and Talking Network/announcements. Oh, announcements on the right side. Well, hey, man, it's completely like, it's hard to find the right thing. Because one, if it's on there for too long, then you know, people just kind of look away and they could whatever. But if it's on for too short and it's like, what was that? What was that? What was that? What was that? So yeah, whatever number is totally fine. We do need more of them though. That's the only thing I can think of, is that we need more announcements. Which is like, we got 2 or 3. So we'll have to figure some stuff out, cram some stuff into that space. There's like just kind of about, you know, each of our streamers, some folks in the community. You guys got to tell us and tell Ukulele and tell, you know, yeah, tell Ukulele what is happening in the community. It doesn't have to be taco stuff. Like, it could be anybody. It could be special stream, could be charity thing, could be, doesn't matter. We'll if it promotes Christian content creators and shows some love and support to them, we're in. That's what we want to do. So if you're doing a thing, tell Ukulele. We'll get an announcement set up, and you can see it on the pause screen, at least on here. Hopefully that means you know, that's not the only place we'll see them, but I can't prescribe anybody else to do that. I can tell you that the more you promote others, the better life is. The more people you elevate, the better life is. So, hey Chrono, good to see you. I took a big bite of bread right before I jumped on stream, and now I'm gonna choke to death. What a shame to die on stream because I took a bite. Because I took a bite. Oh, thank you. Isn't that nice? Yeah, I like this shirt. Yeah, I've worn it a little while. It was chilly, man. We finally got a furnace, in case anybody was wondering. We did finally get a furnace. I feel like I need a little too far away. I need to go up a little teeny tiny bit more. There we go. That's all right. Perfect. Yeah, that totally made all the difference in the world. Unless eating is in the stream. Yes, you know, I heard a really good argument for that. And someone was like, I don't eat on stream. I don't eat on stream. And then I did one day because I had to. And someone said, hey, thank you for eating on stream. It reminded me to do that. I forget to eat. And so I'm like, you know what? That's not terrible. That's not a terrible reason to have a food on stream. How cold was it for you last few days? It wasn't bad, sunshine. Like there are people out there that if their furnace went out, they would be in jeopardy. We were not in jeopardy. In fact, my son is like, I wouldn't have even noticed unless you would have told me, because not that big a deal. It was cold outside, but we had warm indoors. We have a radiant like oil heater. Wasn't that big deal. Wasn't that big a deal. So yeah, we were out for like what, 3 days, three and a half days, but it wasn't a big deal. Well, we rent, so it was their problem, so that was nice. It's a whole new furnace, so it works for them too, because the last one was condemned. Like the guy came over and he's like, "This is dangerous," and so we're gonna turn it off. Put a big red sticker on there, and you're not allowed to run your furnace anymore. So okay, and yeah, it took a little bit, but they got in here, they replaced it. I'm happy, no problem. Igniter went out. No, crew just finished fixing it. Well, 'tis the season, man. As soon as you know, as soon as the winter comes, as soon as it starts getting cold, everybody learns what's wrong with their furnace, because it's running more and running you know, right on and off, or switching away from air conditioner or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's legitimately like everybody, it's like winter tires. You know, nobody thinks about putting winter tires on. Then it snows, everybody slides all over the place, crashes into each other, and goes, maybe we should put winter tires on. Happens every year, without fail. Company goes owned by Christians, so that was nice. Good, honest people that someone from a church recommended. Nice, that's always nice. It's always nice. You always feel like you're getting ripped off because you don't know what anything is worth. It's like, oh, it costs $200. Like, it's an arbitrary number. I don't know how much the part was. I don't know how much you're worth. I don't know how long it took you. I have no idea. So I'll just go with whatever you say. We're doing that with our washing machine, which broke. So it's like we're completely at the mercy of whoever comes and fixes it, because we don't know what, you know, we don't know what, I don't know how to fix it. And if you fart around with the dryer, you can get real fried. Good to see you, Supersonic. Thanks for being here, man. Freak. No, mine reset again. Maybe. I don't know why it would have reset. I don't think I did anything special. I don't think I did anyway. More. Yeah, you can get a quote from more than one repair guy, but like I said, it's still up in the air. Like one guy says 100, one guy says 200. Do you know that the 100 guy is better than the 200 guy, or the 200 guy is better than? You don't know. Nobody knows. Who's to say? And if you did know, then chances are you could fix it yourself. I had to replace my entire HVAC system this year, and I'm going to be paying it off for a couple of years. Yeah, I mean, you need it, right? Depending on where you live in the world, but like here, it's kind of a safety issue. Like when it's minus 20 outside, there's no like. You're gonna die. Like it'll burst your pipes and everything will be bad. Same thing if you live in like a place where it's like 104, Fahrenheit on average. Well, then you're gonna need something to make sure that you don't die of heat stroke. It's just the way you live, man. Monkey the Witch said, "Find that Dorothy," but this is a ninja. No, I am. You don't know. I could be in disguise. That's the whole story. I might not even be real. I could be just operated by a man with a curtain. It's important, yeah, because people can get sick, right? Exactly. I mean, every year when it gets super hot, somebody dies, and it gets super cold, somebody else dies. It's real. So, like, praise God for climate control. We are. So today, yeah, we're gonna be doing Devo stuff. We're gonna talk about. You can do some Bible chat and about 1 Corinthians chapter 4 verses 1 to 5. And then we're going to jump back into the Minecraft and start and do a, we're going to work on our island. I think I'm going to try to dangle some stuff off the bottom so it doesn't look so big ball of dirt in the sky. You know what I mean? That's what we're shooting for. But how you doing? How's your weekend? What's going on with you guys? Before we get into anything, I'd love to hear how you were doing. And if you guys have any questions or want to talk about something, now's a great time before we start anything. Good to see you, Farrick. I met Farrick at Reach, and he comes up and he goes, "Hail and well met." And I'm like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "That really should have given it away." And I'm like, "You're right, it should have." I was not on the ball. The ball was not near me at all. Slay and I made it to church yesterday. Nice early morning, and Slay was very rare. Service going over things coming up and things they plan to start up in the church. They send you the service. You might find it interesting. That's cool. I mean, it's nice to have stuff to do. I was able to finally, able to chat with my pastor, who was very awesome. He's very, very kind, very, very kind, and he was a solid encouragement on Sunday, where he's like, "Yeah, we're on your side. We're looking forward to it. We're going to be talking about you, your ministry, and kind of all that stuff." Pastor's coming back from sabbatical in like 8 days, and the guy who's kind of advocating me from the elders board is coming back in a few days, and so it'll be all talked about. And so by God's grace, I hope it works out. We should, if it goes the way I hope it is, then we shouldn't have to worry too much about life completely falling apart in February. That would be nice. It's a cartoon thingy on his stream. Kind of, yeah. They're going to add some Ambrose University courses in the church. Oh, really? That's kind of cool. That's nice. It's nice to have the mentorship thing worked out, man. The mentor thing is so important to pastors and Christians that are coming through school. Like I told a bit of my story and for Reach, and part of my story was that I couldn't find a good mentor. Like every time I picked one, it was wrong. And it took forever for me to really come across a person that knew what they were doing and could keep up with me and cared about what I cared about, and was willing to that I respected enough to actually listen to what they were doing, what they were saying, things like that. Right. And then when I did, it was everything. It changed everything. That's where things really started to come into focus. He was a great guy. Really, really good. And then I moved, and it took me a long time to find another one. And then when I finally found another one, I moved, and it took me a long time to find another one. Like, it's really, really, really tough to just find a good mentor. It's easy to kind of find a teacher, right? It's easy to find somebody who is sort of qualified to teach the Bible or whatever. But when it comes to someone you really vibe with, like, I mean, like, when they speak, you listen. When you want to share their heart, you feel like when they give advice, it's a good thing. Like they know what they're talking about. Like those kind of people, hard to find. And I've had 3, like in my whole life. I think I've had 3, not kind of my dad, but like 3 solid mentors in my life. And it's been, they're hard to find. Which is where Taco comes in, right? Like we're trying to create that kind of stuff. I've had a really good over the weekend and when I had some extra time, I was putting together the new taco presentation, all the rest of that stuff, and talking about how, we really do. That part of the problem is that the leadership of the church doesn't engage well with Christian content creators, and so therefore we're trying to stand in the gap. That's the idea. Schnetzaloma, hello. I don't really know. It'd be comforting if there were a God. On the other hand, why'd a benevolent God let all this malice happen? Yeah, I don't know. Gotta have Santa Claus watch me, to be honest. Well, he knows when you've been sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good, right? And therefore, if he knows you're bad or good, he's going to also give you coal. That's part of the thing. The moral outcome of Santa Claus is one that is similar, sort of the Christian worldview. Not quite exactly similar, but it's got some, because he's a saint, right? Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus. That's where that comes from. And he, so I don't know if you want Santa. Santa's not all powerful. Many have been there. Keep searching. Recovered from reach and my extended vacay, so thankful. Didn't catch. Yeah, I know, right? I've been doing all right. I'm like, when is the plague coming? It didn't come. I'm very excited. But yeah, if you have any questions, Snatchaloma, I'm happy to. And we're going to be talking a bit about sort of God's view of us, view of everything. Like we're doing here, I'll show you. We're going to be doing a little bit of Bible stuff and kind of talking about this little chunk of scripture that talks about God seeing everything, right? That's what we're going to be diving into. But if you got any questions, I'd be more than happy to jump into that. Yeah, he had the plague and he didn't, and apparently didn't spread it. I got a good hug from him and he didn't cough on me enough, apparently. So that's good. I'm glad I didn't, because I really didn't want to be sick. My daughter came home and she needed to hit the ground running into school, and glad she didn't get sick either. But we're both paranoid, right? Like we're both washing our hands like crazy and squirting this stuff. Like we look like crazy people. Before COVID ever happened, I was that guy, right? Everybody was just catching up to what I was already doing. It's not, it's like, why weren't you doing this before? This is why we're in this problem. Nah, dude, I love answering questions. If you look at my description or my title, it says always an AMA, and that means that you can ask me anything. Bit of qualifier for me. I was a pastor I've been a pastor now for about 20 years, and I was I have my I have a degree. I'm licensed by denomination. I was a Baptist pastor for 16 years. Then I went into digital. I've been licensed for a couple of years under the Alliance. I do have all the education and experience and all that stuff. I know the Bible kind of okay. And so therefore, ask the question, man. I won't get offended. That's how you learn stuff. And feel free to ask the hard stuff. I'm happy to spend some time doing that. Swag says, I'm thankful God sees everything because I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, amen. Actually, a good place to start, now that I think about it, would be Psalm 139 instead. Hello, Jones. I have a question for you. Does the Bible say only men can be pastors? Pastors? You need to define your terms. Really important that you define your terms when it comes to that stuff, because what does pastor mean, right? Because when it comes to eldership, see, a pastor, you could be a youth pastor and not preach from the front in a lot of churches. You can be the children's pastor, the small groups pastor. You can be the, all kinds of stuff. You can be the executive pastor, and that has nothing to do with teaching from the front, right? So that's why you got to qualify your terms. right? So, well, it basically, comes down to, when I read it, and what I believe that God is very clear, is that the church is set up in a similar way to how the family is set up, which is a reflection of how the Trinity is set up, right? Which means there is a hierarchy, a positional hierarchy, not a hierarchy of who's smarter or who's worth more or whatever. God has just decided that the way things are going to go is that it's going to be, the buck stops somewhere, right? So it's, God, and Jesus, Holy Spirit, right? God sends Jesus, Jesus sends Holy Spirit. Like there's a hierarchy within the Trinity, right? And then you have within the home, you have a hierarchy there, but not because one is smarter than the other or better than the other or more, capable or whatever. It is because God has just simply ordained the husband, the father, the man of the house is meant to be the final, the buck stops there. But again, even the picture of what does the buck stop there mean, the way that scripture just describes what it means to be a dad is to be Jesus. It's servant hearted. It is compassionate. It is sacrificial. It is putting the other person first. It is protecting. It is like, it's not a power trip. If anything, it's a level of responsibility that you have that is far less fun. You know what I mean? Like, it's far less fun because you're meant to be Jesus to your wife, right? And then when it comes to the church, it's similar in that God said, when it comes to lead elder, the elder who is going to be where the buck stops, it's male headship. You just can't get away from that in scripture. There's nothing that women can't do that men can do. So, but God created a positional authority system within the church. Like it or not. Okay, hold on. I missed some stuff. Joan says, I tend to be more afraid of what God can see. I think he holds stuff against me. I know there's forgiveness, but also not forgotten. Well, he takes your fault, like the stuff that you've asked forgiveness for, and the stuff that he has forgiven you of. He throws it away. He talks about as far as the east is from the west, which is pretty far. And the idea is that it's not held against you, right? In fact, one of the things usually when people think the way you think, Jones, is they don't comprehend how much that God could hold against them. Right? They think I've got like 10 things wrong with me and God's upset with that. And if you look at the list of how you compare to Jesus, it's more than 10 ways that you've fallen short, which is why grace is so important. Schnetchaloma says, so how I imagine the creation stuff is God sat down, put down physical laws, judged some bioforms onto earth, and now he keeps watching. What's your take on my opinion? You're not totally wrong. I think the difference there, Schnetzel, is that they call it the divine watchmaker, right? The idea that God basically wound up the universe and said, okay, go. And he added all the laws and he added like all the way that everything's going to work. He started the clock going and then he just took off. That's the difference, right? Because God is actually involved with not only sustaining everything, but involved with communicating to and talking about and helping and saving, engaging in the world as well. So yes, in a sense, God wrote all the rules of the universe and that he put everything together and he called together some, biological life and went, okay, I pick you, Adam and Eve, to be the image, my image in the world. But then he didn't leave. He's still involved. Chrono got access to the calling. Nice. Very cool. I'm part of the Alliance Church too, and we have women pastors, but they are not lead pastor. Yeah, that's generally how it goes. I've seen some lead pastors. Church that I have doesn't have that. Women can lead, but they can't lead the body. Only had that exactly right. So you can have a male pastor. I was gonna say with a harem of female pastors. That is not the right term. But the idea is we're supposed to be working together. Men and women are supposed to be working together, and we work better together. And when it comes to positional authority, and I'm going to keep saying it that way, that's how God decreed it. And it doesn't. The thing that people get confused about is that they think that because the quote unquote the buck stops somewhere, it means that that person must be smarter or better or more loved or more qualified or more, whatever. It doesn't. That's not how it works. It's just in the same way that in the Trinity, God is not better than or smarter than or whatever than Jesus, because they are the same. That's not how it works. Hey, Carol, good to see you. Natural says, no, we're not Catholics. I'm not a Catholic. Funny, Protestant women can be led, though, according to Martin Luther. Can be, yeah, well, the leader is not the same as the lead elder of the church, right? You can be a leader, and anywhere in secular society, you can lead whatever you want, do whatever you want, right? The question is within the church. That's the only place that things are different. You make it a new cult. It's an old cult. What are you talking about? Religious guy decides he's going to create harem of women, put them in charge. That's very old. That's not new. So something I thought was great. Women are not made to do everything a man can do. Women are made to do everything a man can not do. That's not true either. That's not true either. The way that men or women are created is that when united, like when together, they make a full image of God, right? We have different roles, we have different abilities, we have different perspectives, things like that. But there's not one thing that a woman can't do that a man can do, except biologically, right? But the idea is like most men have predilections towards, most men have perspectives of, like things like speed or how they see color or the spatial alignment or how their emotions run. But that doesn't mean there aren't dudes out there that have really crappy spatial alignment and things like that. And there are not women out there that make great engineers. But generally speaking, the most people, when you get them all in the room, you're gonna have most people are gonna be a little bit different, right? The men and women are gonna be different across the board. So when they go to get together, it's a better thing. The women are going to see things different than the men see things. Are going to not only perceive but want to react to them differently. And so when they're working together, they'll make a better decision. So I got distracted in most of it. Just feel like a lot of the time God holds back because I'm not doing things that should be, not on fire enough. I mean, maybe. Like that's it. What I was saying was that most of the time when we think that God is against us, what we're not doing is realizing exactly how deep our sin goes. Like we legitimately don't. Like we're like, wow, God really hates those 10 things I'm bad at. And if you went Jones versus Jesus, put the list of things that aren't measuring up, it's pretty long, right? That's why that math doesn't work at all. Because if God was going to hold stuff against you, he's got a big long list if he wants to, but he doesn't. Now, the whole I'm not doing things as I should be and I'm not on fire enough. If I translate that to God has been convicting me about stuff and I'm refusing to change, God has been telling me that I need to do some things in my life that would bring me closer to him or make me more humble or serve people or whatever, and I'm refusing to. Therefore, God pushed pause on my maturity and my growth. Yeah. And if the on fire enough means God has been calling me to another level of relationship with him, to serve well, to worship better, to be more diligent in my spiritual exercises, but I'm refusing to, then yeah, there's a good chance God pushed pause until you learn that lesson. Absolutely. And it's for your own protection too, because if you end up going out, and taking on the responsibilities that you would need that level of maturity for, you're going to hurt yourself and some other people. So God pushes pause until you learn your lesson. Supersonic says, please correct me. We might be surprised how much God forgets or doesn't hold against us. Doesn't forget anything ever. He's God. For those who believe we're judged for the things we have done for serving and growing God's kingdom, we will miss rewards, we missed opportunities not taken. Those who do not believe the judgment of sin and just punishment for sin, believers are judged for rewards. Unbelievers are judged for their sin and unbelief. Well, everybody's judged for their sin and unbelief. The question is, what is what does the judgment come down to, right? All of sin falls short of the glory of God. Everybody's a sinner. Everybody's gonna, that's a problem for everybody. So the question is, what happens after judgment? And the after judgment part is you are condemned. You are condemned to hell. You should be sent down to, to condemned forever. Jesus, did you accept that Jesus is the one who took the punishment for that sin? That Jesus is the one who conquered death, and Jesus has offered you to take that punishment for you? Did you accept it? Do you believe it? Did you believe he rose again on the third day? Do you believe that he is who he says he is? And if the answer is yes, then your judgment doesn't disappear. It was placed upon him. He took the punishment. He took the wrath. He made propitiation. He was the substitutionary atonement. Like, he did it. It didn't not happen. It happened to Jesus. And so therefore, the next step, in judgment, though, according to the way the Bible works, is, you're judged based on your actions, like you're good, you're bad, you're otherwise. We talked about it yesterday last week in 1 Corinthians, where it says, like your life is like a building, and how you build on the foundation of salvation will be with, wood or precious stones or gold or straw, and then when the flame of judgment comes, which is sort of the final judge of your actions, what's going to stand, right? The stuff that you did in obedience to God, with good motives, trying to love people, forgive people, that's going to be your wood and precious, or it's going to be your gold and precious stones and going to stick around. All the other stuff disappears. But your salvation is still assured because it has nothing to do with how you built your life. Your salvation is based on whether or not you believe in Jesus. But there will be a final assessment of your good and bad, for sure. XN, you should run stuff by your female board members before making a decision. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And that's it. It would be foolish for any leader of any, anything, to either surround themselves with yes men or to surround themselves with people who only think like they think. Like, a good board, a good leadership team, any team is going to have a multitude of different gifts and abilities and perspectives and whatnot, all sort of submitting to the same mission and goal, and ultimately having some form of buck stopping. It doesn't matter what organization or store or whatever. Like, any manager that's like, I can do everything and I'm smart and I can do whatever I want and I'm going to run the store however I want and everybody else is stupid, is going to have a problem. But the manager who goes, I need some good people, I need folks who know what they're doing, I don't know how to fix anything, so I need that person, and I need someone who understands marketing, I need somebody who understands, technology, and I'm, but when it comes down to it, I have to be the one that bucks off, but I'm going to trust the people that I'm listening to, right? That's good. And in the church, it's the same thing, right? Yeah, you need to have female deacons. You need to have females that you talk to. You should be talking to the wise women in the church and the wise men in the church, and the ones who aren't necessarily, professional, but are of God and know God well. Yeah, of course you should. Be dumb not to. Sin cannot go unpunished, yet Jesus paid due to the price we deserve. Yeah, exactly. Not based on works, but it's still important. Well, faith without works is dead, the Bible says, right? Like, it's not that you have to force works out of you, right? It's not how that works. What you're doing is because you're saved, because you know God, because you understand salvation, because you understand what you were saved from, because you have the gift of the Holy Spirit, because you have, an eternal perspective, all these things that are affected because you're a Christian will show up in good works, right? You look at the Lord's Prayer, right? You look at the Lord's Prayer. It is, our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. That part is directly connected to your forgiveness, right? Like, I forgive someone else because I'm forgiven. And then the next verse after that is, if you don't forgive people, then you're not going to be forgiven. Why? Because the baseline of Christianity, of everything to do with the faith, is whether or not you understand forgiveness, where forgiveness comes from. And if you understand forgiveness, it will leak out of you. That's multiple stories in the New Testament. Jesus talks about, the unforgiving servant, where he owes $1 zillion to the king, and the king's like, all right, I'll let you go for now. He, skips out of the room, finds somebody who owes him $100 and beats him beats him up and sends him to jail because he's being unmerciful. What do we learn from that story is the fact that that guy did not understand the grace he had been given, right? He was still, he didn't get what the king had done. And the lesson is, if you understand God's grace, you will give grace to others. That's why Jesus talks about how, like you can't gather figs from a thorn bush, right? The idea is if you're looking for fruit and you look at fruit and you look at a person's life and they are not bearing it, regardless of what they say, how much they say they're a Christian, how much they say they know the Bible, how much they say they know God, if they don't demonstrate a heart of grace and mercy, of peacemaking, of love and acceptance, and of people that are different than them, like if you don't have the fruit of the Spirit, then then you could make a good guess that person's probably not saved, which goes to Matthew 18, right? That's that idea that someone is, kind of off kilter. They had sinned against you, or you sinned against them, or whatever, and you go and you try to reconcile that thing, right? And then when it doesn't reconcile, the one who is sinned against says, okay, well, I want to get right with you, so we're going to get our friends involved. And if you're not listening then I'm going to get the church involved. And if you're not listening then the Bible says treat them like a pagan or a tax collector. And what that means is, if someone is so committed to their sins, so committed to their error, so absolutely sold out to the fact that nobody can tell them what to do, they're always right. If everybody's like, you're sinning, you're wrong, and they're stuck, there's a good chance that person is either unsaved and needs to be told the gospel again, or that person is has never been saved, right? Like they either backslidden or they've never been saved. So that person needs to be treated like they've never known God. They don't know Jesus. Now, how do you treat them? With grace and kindness and forgiveness, and you don't see them as an enemy, right? The Bible says that our enemy isn't flesh and blood. Our enemy is principalities and powers, the tempters and the demons and all the spiritual yucky stuff out there. So when you look at somebody who's a pagan and a tax collector, Matthew 18, you see somebody who you have grace on, you have great grace for, right? You're like, man, that person is deceived. That person's a mess. And so therefore I want to give that person some latitude and grace. It never ends up to, and then yell at them until till you prove them wrong. Giving grace through those persecuting. Through? What do you mean? To or through? What do you mean? Yeah, the Matthew 18, exactly. Simon the Sorcerer in the Book of Acts. Well, there you go. Yeah, someone who completely didn't understand who the Holy Spirit was and who God was, but was like pretending and got called out for it. Yeah. No one was ever argued into the kingdom of heaven, right? No, like that isn't the way that people get saved. I think apologetics are important. I think you need to know what you're talking about. I don't know if our guy here, not Strudel, what the heck is his name? I don't remember. Schnetzel, not Strudel. Schnetzel, I don't know if he's still here, but like the idea is I'm not going to be able to convince him to see his sin and repent. What I can do is I can answer questions that are kind of keeping him from understanding God or understanding himself, or like to kind of the hurdles that are in the way. I can try to help the hurdles get out of the way. But at some point, he's going to have to decide, do I believe this thing? If all of this stuff is true and I have to submit myself to God, then am I going to? It's always going to come down to that, and that's between him and God. I'm never going to be able to yell at somebody or convince somebody or bribe somebody into the kingdom. It doesn't work that way. This is what they want, to make you seem defensive. Our God doesn't need defending. We, however, need to know why we believe what we believe. Exactly. Join the nerds. We have snacks. There's nothing. Exactly. A good Bible talk, a good like spirited conversation between two people who know what they're talking about but have different opinions is fun. and they walk away, still loving each other. I still remember wrestling with infant baptism. What am I like? Can I serve in a Presbyterian church? That was it. And I remember watching a debate between John MacArthur and R.C. Sproul. I'm like, this should do it. They're very smart. They're going to walk out and I'll have figured it out by now. And they had a very nice chat with each other and loved each other and solved nothing. Which is, I think, exactly the right thing. Thank you. Where am I thinking of? It's not just bring to the church, but I think Paul cast out of the church if they don't repent for a believer, so that they may be given to the enemy to be sifted. Hope they come back. Yeah, well, basically, a lot of that stuff is written to the church about Christians, right? So, like, whenever it says I've turned him over to Satan, it was somebody who was acting like a Christian, said they were a Christian, were probably in Christian leadership, and had shown themselves to be either wildly disobedient or very selfish or very foolish or just plain old wrong. And so Paul, would say, well, he's playing for Team Satan right now. Let him see what life like that is like, so that his conscience can see and he can be like, wow, this sucks over here. I don't think I was right. So he will come back and he'll ask forgiveness and be in reconciliation to the church and to God. Ahura. Hello, Ahura, on YouTube. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Oh, yeah, for persons starting up to warn them once and then have nothing more to do with them. That doesn't necessarily mean kick them out of the church. That's not quite the same thing. What it means is kind of going back to the Proverbs, which says that, like a fire dies down when you stop adding fuel, which is if you got somebody who just is so set on making everybody miserable, if you just stop listening to him, eventually it'll die down because nobody's playing his game, right? The problem is, and again, going back to Proverbs, the gossip and the slander and stuff is like honey on our tongue. It's like it tastes good when you're doing it, which isn't, sucks. It sucks. I can tell you what, if you try to stop somebody from gossiping, it's so hard. It's so like somebody, if someone says, I probably shouldn't tell you this, I go, then don't. And inevitably they go, well, I mean, I probably I'm like, don't. If your conscience says don't tell me, if you believe it is gossip, if you think it's something that you should keep to yourself, don't tell me. And trying to pump those brakes is really hard. It's almost like, well, the horse is out of the barn now, I have to say it. And like, no, you don't. Just shut up. It's easy. What's my favorite activity? I probably watching anime. I would say, Ahura. It's kind of lame. I don't even that's not really activity though, right? I'm not really active. That's more of a sitting down thing. I love streaming. If I would pick an activity, I love doing this. What I've been doing for the last 30 minutes is what I love the most. I love this. My favorite thing in the world. Being able to answer questions and talk about big topics and chat with folks. Love it. My favorite thing. When I was a pastor for a long time, I'd do a whole Sunday, right? I'd play the music and do all the stuff and preach the sermon. And then afterwards we do something called overtime, where I'd invite people back and we would do, come in and ask me questions, come in and, we'll talk about stuff, prayer, ask me whatever you want, and we'll have a little talk. That was my favorite part. This is like doing that all the time. Yeah, if you must tell someone, yeah, tell your houseplants. Exactly. You have 2 YouTube channels going or different iterations of the same one. I have 2 YouTube channels going. One YouTube channel is the main horizontal one that looks like what you see here on Twitch, and the other one is a vertical one, which just goes out to the vertical people. Because you can be discovered in shorts, but it's really hard to get discovered in horizontal. Yeah. I'd like to be streaming on TikTok too. I'd like to be I'm also streaming on X. So I'm a few places because why not? Thank you. I worked really hard for this, Ahura. I really did. This wall, I painted it myself. It's purple and beautiful. I worked really hard to make it look kind of cool. Simple. I wanted to be simple. I'm a little annoyed that you can see the wires. I don't know what to do about that, but we'll try to figure it out. I was thinking about it this morning, and that's 1% better every day, right? Just a little bit of so today's change for 1% better was to add the announcements scroll. 1% better every day. Or you're not on TikTok, they won't let me. They won't let me be on TikTok. I can't use the Stream Elements app to get on there because TikTok and Stream Elements have an agreement that only gaming people can be on there, and you have to have enough gaming shorts. And all my shorts are me yapping about stuff like this, and so it ends up I'm not doing it. However, if I downloaded the TikTok software and I put the TikTok software like the thing, whatever they call that, the OBS, the broadcasting software, then I probably could. And I'm thinking about doing that. And now I can with this new computer. Probably could run both. Probably can run both at the same time. Couldn't on the previous one. Can you chat on Twitter? No, I have that turned off because I have no way to read it. Stream Elements doesn't have a way for me to read Twitter, which is dumb. But there is a way, like as in literally I would have to open up a Twitter window and then find it and put it, but I haven't put it into factored it into this is what I need to do every time. Probably should. Maybe that should be a 1% I should do soon. You're everywhere. That's funny. Thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, you guys want to do the Devo thing? Happy to do so. Let's today we're talking about, so there's let's start in 1 Corinthians 4, and then we'll move over here to Psalm 139, and then we'll come back and we'll chat about some other stuff. You don't stream on TikTok? I got a stream key, and I certainly don't qualify for. Well, no, I did. I could previously, but they took it away because I don't have gaming content. That's what I learned, is that you have to have gaming content, or they'll take it away. But so yeah, bummer. But yeah, I could try. I could try doing the TikTok software and see how that goes. I could, but that's not my main content, right? My main content, like the gaming stuff, is fun that I have while waiting for a conversation, right? It's not the main content. So when people come here, they should come to see me talking. Yeah, TikTok is weird. I don't know what the agreement is. Okay. Let me pray, and then we'll jump into this little Devo thing. God, thanks for the day, for your love. Thanks for the conversation so far. I thank you that we were able to kind of chat with someone about you. Thank you for your Bible that guides and leads, and for your Spirit that illuminates. Thank you for being our Savior and our friend and our Father, our God and our King. Everything is about you, and everything points towards you, and we want to make everything here about you. And so honor yourself through our conversation. Amen. Yeah. So the Devo today, we're going to be talking about 1 Corinthians 4, and I'll read it here. It says, this is how one should regard us, as servants of Christ and stewards of the mysteries of God. Moreover, it is required of stewards that they be found faithful. But with me, it is a very small thing that I should be judged by you or by any human court. In fact, I do not even judge myself, for I'm not aware of anything against myself, but I'm not thereby acquitted. It is the Lord who judges me. Therefore do not pronounce judgment before the Lord comes, who will bring to light the things that are now hidden in darkness, and will disclose the purposes of the heart. Then each one will receive his commendation from God. Ready? This is the theme. And actually, the person who came before, talking about, who is God and what's God's deal, this very much talks about that. Right? This is how one should regard us, as servants of Christ and stewards of the mysteries of God. Moreover, it is required of stewards that they be found faithful. So he's saying that all he is someone who brought the mail. He planted the seed. He was there. Like, his job was to bring the message of the gospel and to be a good steward of it. Now, one of the qualifications of being a steward of the gospel of that is that he is faithful, as in obedient, as in the guy who has a good reputation, etc., etc. Right? So while he's gone, and in the time that he left and he went off to, I can't remember where, probably Rome, I can't remember, maybe Ephesus, but there was accusations against him, right? Like, you shouldn't listen to this guy, he's just trying to take advantage of you, he doesn't know what he's talking about, he's not even a real apostle, things like that. And so he says it is required that a steward be found faithful. But with me, it's a very small thing that I should be judged by you or by any human court, right? I'm not worried that you would judge me, even though y'all are just judging the snot out of me. I'm not worried about meeting, I was gonna say Pharaoh, what is his name? Okay, not Herod. Why can't I remember? Whatever, the leader of Rome. I'm not worried about any court judging me. No king, anything. It's fine. In fact, I don't even judge myself, he says, right? Like I'm not aware of anything against myself, right? As in, like, I don't think I've done anything wrong. I looked into my conscience is fine. I've thought about it. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. But he says, I am not thereby acquitted. And that's important to recognize. Even though he feels innocent before any human court, he feels innocent before the church and anybody who's judging him, he feels that he's worked really hard to be a good steward, I am not thereby acquitted. Why? It is the Lord who judges me. Ultimately, we are accountable to God, right? He sees everything. God is he's where the ultimate buck stops, as we were talking about. And so therefore, doesn't matter how innocent you think you are, doesn't matter how innocent the courts think you are, doesn't matter how wonderful everybody thinks you are. What matters in the end is, what does God think about you, right? So he says, therefore, don't pronounce judgment before the time, as in, like, that you guys can be all upset, but the one who really matters is the one who will judge me at the end, before the Lord comes, who will bring to light the things now hidden in darkness and will disclose the purposes of the heart. God is the one who is going to look at everyone and know exactly why they did what they did, know what they did in secret, know what they did when nobody was looking, when all the good stuff they did with bad motives, all the stuff that they screwed up but did have good motives, all the prayers that they said, all the reasoning for everything. He sees it all, and he will disclose, as in he knows what happened, the purposes of the heart. Elsewhere in the Bible, it talks about how love covers a multitude of sins. God is really concerned about motives. Motives super matter. You can do the right thing for the wrong reason, and it ends up being counted to you as sin, right? You can do, because it's pride, it's arrogant, it's selfish, it's whatever. And so God is going to be the one who knows exactly what's going on. Not just what you did, but why you did it. Not just what people saw, but everything. And it says, then each one will receive his commendation from God, right? His commendation from God. And that's what Supersonic was saying a little while ago. And that was, God doesn't just give judgment, as in, okay, you don't go to hell. He also gives commendation, as in there are rewards, treasures in heaven, as they say. Like, there's something happening afterwards. Ironically, if you look at the Revelation, we're given our crowns, given our accolades, and then Christians turn around immediately and take those crowns and they put them at the feet of Jesus. Like, well, we don't get credit anyway. We give it to Jesus. So I don't think we're going to have our crowns on for very long. But our commendation, we're just like, well, I didn't do it. Like, the Holy Spirit is the one who did it. Jesus is why I did it. He's the reason what I did it for. He was, so therefore I shouldn't get any of this. But that's the idea. It reminded me of Psalm 139. And we talked a little bit about salvation, right? How salvation works and the gospel. And Psalm 139 is one of my favorite Psalms because it shows where you're at. That's so if God sees every hidden thing, ... The question is that a good thing or a bad thing for you? Right? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Jones was implying a while back, he's basically saying, like, it's kind of scary to me that God sees everything, because I feel like some of the stuff that he sees, he really doesn't like, which means I don't know what he thinks of me. For others, they resent the fact that God sees everything because they want to get away with stuff, because they feel shame, and they don't want to feel shame, and God makes them feel shameful. That's why they don't read the Bible. That's why they don't go to church. That's why they don't like Christians, because every time that comes up, they feel bad, and they don't want to feel bad anymore, right? For other people who know God and who see him as father and friend and savior, for them, the fact that he sees everything is a good thing. And that's what this is about. That's what this is about. So let me read it a little bit. More so good because it holds us accountable. Sorry, I don't know what you mean. But brought the mail, all I mean is that Paul didn't make it up. He was just the one who delivered the message that God already gave. 139. O Lord, you have searched me and know me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from afar. You search out my path and my lying down, and are acquainted with all my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue, behold, O Lord, you know it altogether. You hem me in behind and before, and lay your hands upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high, I cannot attain it. Consider what would happen, if you don't like God, like you don't want God involved. And what you see is the God who knows when you sit down, knows when you rise up, knows what you're thinking, knows where you're going, knows exactly what you're going to say and why you said it, is standing in front of you, is standing behind you, is standing around you, and has his hands on you, right? If it, in a very real sense, if that was a dad, right? If it's a good dad, and you're like, well, my dad's here. He's right there. His hands are on my shoulder, right? I feel protected. I feel safe. I feel provided for. I feel like everything's going to be fine. Why? Because he's right here. Other people, children or people that don't have a good relationship with their father, that are trying to get away with stuff, that want to do things nobody else sees, that are, that feel they don't trust their father. That dad who's got his hands on their shoulder and is there all the time is oppressing. It is embarrassing. It is fear-inducing. You know what I mean? It is the one who you're trying to get away from that God. Why? Probably because you want to get away with something, right? Verse 7. Where shall I go from your spirit, or where shall I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you're there. If I make my bed in Sheol, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, and the light about me be night. Even the darkness is not dark to you. The night is bright as the day, for darkness is as light with you. For you formed me in my, right? So it's like, no matter where I go, I can't get away. Even when I'm in the dark doing dark stuff, you're there, you know what's going on. For you form my inward parts. Yet another thing. That's either going to be a great comfort. Sheol just means death. When I die, death. Right? For you form my inward parts. Some people are going to see that as a good thing. God knows exactly what I'm capable of. God knows exactly what I'm doing. He knows how I was built. He gave me my parents. He gave me my life. He gave me my future. He gave me this body. He gave me these issues, and he gave me these strengths. That was him. Praise God. The other side of it is, if you believe that and you don't like your body and you don't like how it works and you don't think it's useful and you don't like you don't think sickness or any kind of anything bad has value, then you're going to be angry with God. God made me this way, and I hate that God made me this way, and he's just so cruel for having made me this way. He gave me these parents, and I hate that. He gave me this society, and I hate that. And he gave me these feelings, and I hate that. I hate God because of how he made me, how he formed me. It's exactly split depending on your opinion of God and your relationship with him. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Again, euphemism for the womb. Your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there was none of them. That's another one. You're gonna be either going, that's great. God knows exactly what's happening. He knows where I'm going. My future is assured. My training, if I follow along with him, he knows exactly what I need, exactly when I need it to do exactly what I need to do, and it's all good. My days are numbered. That's great. He knows exactly what I'm all about, so he knows exactly what I can handle and what I can't handle, and he'll never give me too much, and he'll walk with me whenever I go there. Other people are going to see that and be like, God keeps me from freedom. God doesn't let me go where I want to go. God doesn't let me do what I want to do. God keeps good stuff for me. God keeps the best stuff for me. Everyone else has it better than me. Everyone else's plan is better. Their books are all better than mine. And for some reason, he wrote these days and it's bad. I don't know why he did this to me, right? It's that perspective of who God is, what God does, and who God created you to be. This scripture is going to be completely polarizing. Sprague said, it's like theologian A.W. Tozer said, what comes to our minds when we think about God is the most important thing about him. Yeah, for sure. Just like you having to use the restroom all the time, but knowing God cares for us doesn't let hazardous health effects become an issue. Or am I drifting from not liking things about myself, my body, things you mentioned? Well, you're allowed to dislike it. You know, it can be annoying. It can be a bummer. And you can see it as the effects of sin in the world. And, you know, like, I can't wait till I get my new body. That's part of the book, right? You get a new body, you have a new earth, new whole 9 yards when you're saved. That you're allowed to go, this kind of sucks and I don't like being in pain. There's nothing wrong with that. But what you can say is, God knows where this came from. God knows when God knows why I did this. He knew it was going to happen, and he has given me this for a purpose, or at least even if it's just a yucky thing, he can use it for a purpose. I trust him, right? That kind of thing. It's perspective. Can you believe that can be used of God as discipline, as gift, as testimony? It all depends on your opinion of God. How precious are your thoughts, O God? How vast the sum of them? If I would count them, they are more than the sand. I awake and I am still with you. Right, some people hate this about God too. The idea that where are we here? Come on. I don't want to add a note. What? Yeesh. I want this side. What are you doing? I literally don't know how I changed this. All right, well, F5. Yeah. This one here. How vast, how precious to me are your thoughts, O God, how vast is some of them. Some people really hate that we have a complex God, right? One that they can't wrap their head around. It is frustrating to them that they can't put God in a box, right? That they can't keep up with him, that they can't outsmart him, that they can't figure out what his plan is in advance, that they just have to submit to believing that God knows more than they do, understands more than what they do, can see farther than them, and that his way ultimately leads to the best outcome. They want to be the smart one. They want to be the one who understands. They want to be the one who governs their path and knows themselves better. So for them, it's very frustrating for them to look at this and go, God knows more than me, and I hate that. Some people, this is very comforting, right? How precious are your thoughts, man? I'm so glad I don't have to run my own life here. I'm so glad that you know what's happening. I'm so glad that you're able to understand the past and the future and everything happening in the world and my place in it, and what's going to be happening to me tomorrow and everything that happened before. Everything. It brings me comfort, right? Your knowledge, your omniscience is comfort to me. Oh, that you would slay the wicked, O God, O men of blood. Depart from me. They speak against you with malicious intent. This one goes a little off. We're not going to talk about that. I don't want to deal with that. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts. See if there is any grievous way in me. Lead me in the way everlasting. Right? That invitation for God to come and look at you and look inside of you only comes when you trust him. right? That comes from when you believe that you stand before God, the way that 1 Corinthians does. All right, search me, O God, know my heart, try me, know my thoughts, see if there's any grievous way in me, lead me in the way everlasting. Paul, right? I think my conscience is fine. I don't think I stand in judgment of anybody. I'm not worried about any court because I think I'm fine. Like, search me, try me, know my heart. Like he's saying to the church, he's saying to the judge, he's saying to everybody. But ultimately, God is the one who judges me and who will lead me. That's what I want. I'm not worried about anybody else. I think it is great comfort to somebody who's willing to read this. In a sense, there's kind of two applications to this. One is the comforting side of God knows the heart and nobody can hide from it. From a streamer perspective, like content creator perspective, life perspective, nobody can judge you, right? You have, no matter what you're doing, as long as you're being obedient to God and you're trying to follow along with him, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. That's kind of what Paul is saying. It doesn't matter what you guys think at all. What matters is what God thinks. So when you're, streaming or you're doing any kind of work, or what you're doing with your money, or what you do with your relationships, or who you love, or what you do with your time, all of that stuff, if you are honoring God with it and you're seeking to honor God with it, right, then it doesn't matter when people are calling you foolish and calling you, why would you do that and whatnot. You can just go, like, I'm not worried about your judgment. What I'm worried about is following God. To you, it looks like I'm being foolish, or like I'm being taken advantage of, or it looks to you like I'm not maximizing my potential of getting the best ROI because I'm giving away stuff or whatever. But to God, I believe that it is the best because this is what he wants me to do, right? It doesn't matter. ROI, return on investment, right? Return on investment. You give someone $100 and you give it to a Christian, the Christian's either going to take it and he's going to use it for something fun, or he's going to invest it and put it into the bank to save for later, or he's going to give it away, right? You're going to give it to somebody who needs it more. And there are people in the world who would go nuts with all of those options, right? You have this $100 and you want to go and do something fun with it. And there'd be people who are like, you can't do that. You don't know what the future is going to be. You don't know what's happening. You have to save that. It's got to go in the bank. There's only one choice. You got to keep that. What if? And you're like, no, it's fine. I can honor God by saving, but I also know that I can use this and have fun with it. And it's totally fine. Not that big a deal. I'm okay with it. The other side, people saving it, right? There'll be people who are upset with you because you're saving it. Hey, that money was given to you. You're supposed to use it. That money was a gift to you. You're supposed to have something fun with it. That money was given to you. You need to go buy something with it. That money was given to you. You don't have an obligation to save it. Why would you keep it? You're actually insulting the person who gave it to you if you put it into the bank. You need to be using that thing, right? They're mad that you didn't use it, right? Or you give it away and there'll be people who are upset with that. Hey, that was given to you. Why'd you give it to someone else? Right? You could have saved that. That could have been for later, but somehow you went and gave it away. What's wrong with you? Are you stupid? Because you could have used that. And you're like, well, no, I felt like they needed it more. I thought about it, prayed about it, and I gave it to somebody. I'm not worried about it. Living in God's plan gives much freedom. There's so much freedom. It's so silly when people think that being a Christian is like this oppressive, difficult life. It actually gives way more freedom, right? Living as a non-believer, living as someone who doesn't trust God, living as someone who doesn't understand what that is, that's what makes you paranoid. That's what makes you afraid. That's what makes you confused. That's what makes you latch on to that money like it's going to save you someday, or that's what makes you use it to distract you from all the other pain, or that's what makes you, just like you need to give it away because you feel like if you do that, maybe the karma in the world will fix you and everything will be better. That's all scary. However, living with God as your provider, as trying to live his way and trusting in his path and the way that he wants to do things, you get that $100. It's much freedom. Jesus is like, do what you want with it. Do something that honors me. Do something that brings you joy. Do something that brings worship. Do something that helps people. It's not a guilty thing. It's so much better. I feel bad for people who live with that kind of anxiety and paranoia and whatnot when it comes to all the decisions of their life. I don't know how they do it. I was talking to Snack Girl yesterday, and she was saying how the overwhelming vibe at her school is just hopelessness, meaninglessness, right? Like nobody, she's like, I try to have a conversation of substance. Nobody wants to. They don't care. They don't care enough. They don't care. You know, I talk about how, I want to talk about either my faith or I want to talk about something, and they're like, no. And then they go and drink, or they go and do drugs, or they go and they distract themselves for hours or whatever. And she's trying to do something of substance, and it's just, nobody cares, right? Doesn't matter. Like, how are you doing? I'm not, I'm doing whatever. And for her, it says, it's like, no matter what they do, good, bad, otherwise, it just bounces off of them, which I think is super sad, right? Super sad. And it's like, well, how can you be motivated to do anything when you think the whole world is coming to an end? When you think that nothing even matters? When you think that like the everything's about you? I asked her about this. I'm like, so, if everybody, if you have to get rid of all your toxic relationships, no such thing anymore as a relationship that you would give to somebody where they would need you. You got to get rid of all those because it's all about you. And then the other side of it is, you can't have toxic relationships, and it's self-care is the most important thing, right? You got to self-care. It's all about you. Got to make sure that you feel good. Got to make sure that you love who you are and whatever. And so if you live in a world where you remove anybody who is toxic, which means doesn't agree with you and tries to correct you or tries to say anything to, against what you think, and that your entire world is about self-care and self-indulgence and self-esteem and whatnot, then you're going to just be the world's most selfish person. And so anything that you bump into that requires of you, you're going to have to defend against. It sounds like a miserable existence. It really does. No, Snack Girl. Talking about Snack Girl. She's in a secular school, right? She's in secular dorm, secular school, and she doesn't have anybody, around in dorm that understands what it means to be a Christian that she talks to. And it's just like really miserable. I mean, it's fun. Like, she's like, I can have fun with them. We can have good talks and whatnot. It's not bad, but when it comes down to it, it's, I really wish I had people that shared my worldview, because they're hopeless. I am content if I don't have X, it's okay, which is something hard for me to understand when it comes to things that we enjoy here. Yeah, we talked about that before. Yeah, it's all about me, and now I'm lonely. Now I'm miserable. It turns out that life isn't about focusing on me, and it's the secret to everything, man. You want to know the secret to life, the universe, and everything? Like, legit, I'm not even joking. Serve people. That's it, man. You want to have a life where you feel fulfilled and you feel happy and you meet cool people and you want to take care of your finances, and you want to be driven towards prayer, that you need folks around you, that you want to know what you do and what you offer and what your purpose is in the world, and everything. Serve people. That's it, man. Everything will come out of a heart of service. As soon as you think the world is meant to serve you, you're going to be miserable. All right, later, dude. Have a good one. Yeah, it does. It brings joy. Is everybody thankful for it? No, but that's why we're talking about this. God sees what happens in secret. God knows what's happening when you do it. Nobody knows. He knows that. So even then, it's fine. Yeah. There is encouragement. So that's one thing, right? One thing is my conscience, doesn't save, me having a clean conscience doesn't save me. because, God knows what's going on. That's the bad side. But the other side of the coin is that God sees the stuff you do in secret, that you're faithful about, and that that blesses him. Like he sees that too. He sees that too. In fact, the story of me being Christian Ninja, like the story of my username, isn't because I wanted to be, like the Christian version of the Fortnite streamer. Definitely not. I was named Christian Ninja before he had a username. It comes from Matthew chapter 6, which talks about, when you give, don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. When you pray, don't let anybody see you. Go lock yourself in a closet. When you what's the other one? Pray, give, other thing. Can't remember. But like, the idea is that you are doing your righteousness, your good things, in secret, so that God sees it and God rewards you. And Jesus did it. Like the story that was on preached about on Sunday was from Mark 4, I think, where Jesus goes and he helps Jairus's daughter, who is, it's a big story. But in the end, after raising a girl from the dead, a super boss in town, runner of the synagogue, big wig dude, literally resurrection, he says, don't tell anybody, and then he leaves, right? Doing things in secret, doing things without anybody seeing, is a very Christian thing to do. The very Christian thing to do. In fact, I wrote a book called Art of the Christian Ninja. It's just a little workbook for kind of like, it's not for like super complicated. It's for beginner Christians and whatnot. That would kind of asking the question, like, what else do you do that nobody else should see? What kind of stuff should you, how does faith work when nobody's supposed to see it? And that's a big part of it, believing that God sees it. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the Devo. I'm kind of torn between two things. One is to do a Devo. I've got two Devos planned. The first one is this. Is to kind of go through the Art of the Christian Ninja book, right? Because I've never done this before. I taught it as a class one time, but to a school, but I never really like I've never done it here. But there's lots we could talk about, right? The Christian source of power, the art of dependence, your daily exercises, the art of devotions, hiding in plain sight, the art of infiltration, staying clean in a dirty place, the art of purity, traveling light, the art of simplicity, an agent of light, the art of sabotage, covert operations, the art of ghostly giving, Christian Ninja at War, the art of combat, Christian Ninja at War 2, the art of assassination. We could do that here on the channel if you want to. But the other side of it is, the other thing I had an idea was to do the 70 resolutions of Jonathan Edwards and to go through those together, which could be fun too. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does anybody have any instinct as to what you think we should do? I'm gonna put a poll in chat just for kicks, just to get your opinion. All right, it's gonna be a 1 minute poll. Let's go, boom. You have 1 minute to vote. I vote we should do more polls. Well, here's one for you. Now's your chance. Yeah, I like doing polls. I will tell you in the class, don't run your content off polls. But one thing you do with polls is that you build engagement, right? Is that people are able to kind of go, okay, here's my opinion, here's what my thought is, and so therefore it could help. But ultimately, if you try to build all your content off of other people's input, you're gonna go nuts. Power to the people. Hey, Ransom, good to see you, man. Jonathan Edwards' 70 resolutions are basically when he was 20 something. when he was 20 something, he wrote down 70 things that were going to guide his life, right? Ways that he would live for the rest of his life. And it was things like, you know, I will always try to, you know, get the most out of life. I'll try to, I will keep learning, you know, anything I do in life that causes me to want to feel shame or hide from God, I'm not going to do it, you know, things like that. And there were 70 of them. I haven't actually read them all. I read the first bunch and was like, that's pretty cool. Jonathan Edwards. All right, you guys want to do that? I can sign that up. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know how exactly I'm gonna run it, because there's a lot. One thing I love about this book, one of my favorite things, is the art, man. I love the way that the artist did his thing here. Very cool, very fun. I worked with an artist named Martin Mertonen, who basically was like, just, you know, here's some ideas for comics, and so he came up with one for every chapter. There's a comic for every chapter. Forgot to bring my copy for you to sign. Hey man, I probably need to send you more stuff. Yeah, this is fun. Here, I'll show you this one. So the chapter is your daily exercises. So talking about devos, right? Basically, we just did a devo, right? And so the comic is, whoop, that didn't go well. Remove. The comic is that he's, you know, going through town, and he gets back to the secret lair, and he is excited, jumps into it, and then realizes that they're just constantly surrounded by noise. There's radio and cell phone and phone on the wall, old-timey phone, by the way, you know, TV. And so he just destroys everything, just slices it all to smithereens, and then now he can do his devos. That's the joke. I thought it was funny, and so it became a comic. I think that's fun. But yeah, if you want to do that, we totally can. That'd be fun. Sure. Now I have a plan for Mondays for the next who knows how long. Okay, so I guess we can talk about questions now. If anybody has anything they want to bring up, now's a good time. I'm gonna sit down. Been standing for about an hour and a bit, so I can sit down now. But if anybody wants to talk about anything or bring something new up or something that was sparked during the Devo, by all means do. You guys see my my wall? I put a picture of it on X. It's a bunch of the pictures that I took at Reach. Looks like a heart. Turned out looking like a heart. Totally not on purpose. My kid walks in. Oh, it's a heart. I'm like, oh, yes, apparently it is. Yep, Samus is there. Bunch of people are there. Did you see the song lyrics that kind of went? Yes, I did. Yeah, I saw it. Yep. Because it was. Yeah, it's taken directly from it. My daughter gave me a scone today. She brings home scones from her tea shop every now and again. It's so nice to have like a scone just show up. And she's like, I got you another scone, Dad. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna eat that for lunch. And she's like, here. I'm like, I mean, kinda. She gave me a teeny tiny itty bitty scone, which I think is hilarious. My scone dealer, my scone, Yeah. Yeah. Scone pusher. Scone provider. All right. I'm going to put my headphones on. So if, orange ones? I like the ones that are okay, but so I like burnt food, apparently. It's just how I roll. I don't know what the deal is, but I just happen to like food that is like overcooked, like burnt, quote unquote burnt chocolate chip cookies. Not like charcoal, but like overcooked, favorite ones. Overcooked scones, favorite ones. But yeah, if you're talking about I put marmalade on them, yes. I also like marmalade. I'm one of the few in the crowd that absolutely loves marmalade. I started a new game, by the way, you guys. I'm playing Minecraft on Monday because I need to start being consistent. I can't be a terrible person anymore. It's I need to just come up. It's gonna solve my my anxiety issues if I just, you know, stick with what I'm supposed to be doing. Or maybe some muffins on the weekend with bits of orange peel. Really, yes, if you get a little zest in there, a little bit, it can be good. I've never been a huge fan of like the orange zest, but used properly, it can be good. All right. Doobie doo 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 doo. How'd that go? Can you see it? Should be able to. Oh, chunks of candied orange peel. Well, okay, that's good. Anything with the word candied in it, you know, is going to be good. Come on. Okay. So where are we right now? I need to locate myself in this vast world. All right. So what was I doing? I was creating a waterfall. It's going down there. Okay. We are still working on this area. I think we could probably hang some glowberries off the bottom of this. That might be fun. And then we can put our, I was thinking about putting a house here, but now I just realized you can't. There's like, you know, stuff in the way. It'd be a very short house. So we could maybe put a house on this side here, or we got to put a garden. I don't know, something. Just had a major Windows update. I know, I saw something go by. I don't know if it really changed anything. I'm worried that my gaming PC, the one that we're playing on here, is a little behind, because this one it'll get up, my new computer will get an update, and then my old one still doesn't. And days later, all of a sudden it does. Weird. Let's turn up the music a little bit. In fact, let's change the music a little bit. We're gonna switch out. I have a really good. What list should we listen to? I have a really good one. Yeah, let's try this. Put this on shuffle. That could be fun. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I want the whole thing. I'm gonna do the AFK journey music because it's actually pretty decent. AFK journey playlist. There we go. Yeah. Go. Could be fun. Well, it doesn't happen in the middle of the stream. On my first day of college, last class, everyone's computer's got a Windows update at the same time. So much for hands-on learning. Yeah, I heard, it's funny, I heard on the news that someone said that, you know, Windows finally figured out how to put, how to reboot, and then it'll actually turn off and reboot because it's never been able to. Update and shut down, that's what I mean. And it's never been able to update and shut down, not ever. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. And then it turned out, no, still can't. It didn't work on my computer. I don't know why they say they can. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna have to get rid of these. We're gonna have to figure out lights better. We're gonna have to build a couple of the things that are down on the ground up here, like I don't know, like a bench. What would be nice here? I don't think, actually, I'm rethinking that. I should probably just leave this as a little garden. Maybe put a wall up somewhere. Something for safety so people don't fall off. Yeah, what's that, like a bunny? Oh, wow. There's a plan. He would so die. He would so die. He would fall off here immediately. Yeah, this would be where he'd go. He could hop, 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 yeah, and then die. So he'd hardly even worth trying. All right, we got glowberries. We can just put them on, man. Boink. Boink. There. Not so bad. Oh, look at that. That's getting long. That's kind of fun. I need more. Put a big pond underneath so it doesn't spawn mobs in the dark. Like here, you mean? Or do you mean, like way down there? On the second, yeah, I assume you mean here. On ground level. Yeah, I was thinking about doing something like the, like this here, the plan was anyway, to create a river. Like it's gonna come down here and then river its way down to the lake in the basement. Right down there. In the basement, in the underground. Because there is a natural formed lake down there. And if this was fed by it, that would kind of make sense. The bummer, like you said, of having all these monsters everywhere is like I have lights now everywhere, which were fine. Like when I was using like lanterns and whatnot, I thought it would be fine. It was lit up properly. I didn't have any problem before. But then as soon as I put that or asked for that island in the sky, it covered more than just my land, right? It actually went over the edge a little bit, which means I needed to add more lights. And so I don't know if I need to expand my land or I need to rethink, you know, whatever. I'm not totally sure how the light works. Now that I think about it, Minecraft expert people, if I hang light, like say these lights right here, see those ones right there? Do they count on the ground? Probably not, right? Like it doesn't, it shines for 7 blocks or 9 or whatever, horizontally, which means I'm assuming that it doesn't have effect on the down. I think I've just changed my mind. Let's try this. That's better. 50 blocks, even up and down. Yeah, it'll still be dark downstairs. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, even up and down. Okay, so that means I can hang some lights off the bottom, but they'd be purely decorative. I just don't like how that looks, right? Like that's just like dirt in the sky. I don't know what it should be. Actually, when I look at the ones that we're kind of using for inspiration.
Yo.
Episode, what's up, my bro?
By Sven, it's extra trippy because of the.
I want to look at the bottom. The bottom kind of hangs out a little. It's still dirt. Okay, no, not my jam. This one is kind of. This is the one that I thought was the coolest. And that's got a lot going on, man. It's like different levels of stone, and then that leads all the way down, and then it's got like lanterns hanging off of. What are those? Those end rods? Google says to stop mobs from spawning, ensure all blocks in an area have a light of 8 or more. Yes, it's a thing that I knew. The 8 or more thing. I just wasn't sure if it would work on a horizontal plane, but I should have known because in cave it doesn't work that way. But yeah, yes. I think those are end routes. They don't light up though. What is it? I'm a little confused. Not a chain. Not a string. Maybe it's a mod pack. I kind of like that there's cobblestone and then some stone and then like maybe a little gravel and then some, you know, that's kind of cool. We can work on that later. We should work on the stuff above right now. Oh, you guys can't even see it. I don't know what the deal is. All right, here. Sorry. Not bad. This is the inside, which I love. I'm going to be doing that. But if you look at the outside, like the way he's got these lights here, mobs don't spawn in any light anymore. But I'm thinking a torch goes out 12 or 13, right? Okay, so 15, and I wonder how far a lantern goes, because I like the lantern. The look of the lantern's way better. Yeah, I don't know what those strings are, but I think that's kind of cool. I think it looked good. Lanterns are also 15. Okay, that's helpful. All right, let's go back to the crafting of the mines. Okay, so if I go F3, like, where's the light? Hold on. Light. Oh, there it is. Client light. Yeah, so that it really does leave it dark. Like if I delete this, what's the light? 6, 5. That's a bummer. We will figure that out another day too. We're gonna build. We need to get going here. Is this 0? Client light. 15. Green sky. Wait a minute. Am I doing something wrong here? Maybe that wasn't the right one. I thought client light was the one. 13 sky, 7 block. Is it on the right hand side maybe? No. It says shadow info. That's not quite right. It's got to be right. It's got to be the client light. But then why would it be over here? So block is 0, sky is 15. Oh, okay. So the block, and if I go up the block, so we gotta look at the block 4 because there's some kind of light emitting somewhere over here. Okay. All right. So we look at block light 8 and then 15. Oh, that says 13, 14. Good. Good to know. I'm gonna bring, I should bring some fence posts and dress that place up a little bit. Fence posts and pots and chains. Yeah, okay. I think skylight means it gets some sun. Doesn't count the night, obviously. Well, yeah, it says 15 though. That's what was the weird part, right? Like sky. Where is it? Sky 11. Right? If I go underneath a roof, how can I get sky 9? Zero sky. Okay. Okay. All right. So if I go to sleep, then let's do that. Let's just go to sleep. Let's see how it changes. Zero sky, 10 block. 1 sky, 2 sky, 4 sky, 6. 0 sky. Oh, cause roof. All right. Ten sky, 12 sky, 15 sky. Okay, this is, yeah, nothing above me. And it's full daytime. As soon as I start walking this way, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Yeah, okay. Cool. I'm learning. Whoops, dangnabbit. I wonder what else I should hang off there. I don't want to just do glowberries because that'd be kind of boring. If the light is 15 wide, do I count as 15 blocks between each light, or do I count 9 between 30 between each light? So 30. No. Somebody took away all my permissions. Dagnabbit. Yeah, if you put down a light, it will go 15 in one direction. Is that how that works? Yes, because it'll be 1. Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna be able to see well, but it will technically count as light, because level 1 light isn't very bright at all. Agreed. Yeah. But it is 30 in between? Oh, that's cool. Shroom light, that'd be fun. Strength, the links. Light strength on the torch is 15. It goes down by 1 every block out. Oh, and at 1 every, okay, so it's not across. Okay, good. Cool. Smart. I should have been able to work that out myself. I have a pot I can put up there. Might be fun. Need more stuff. Not cool. Maybe a frog light could be cool. I want lights. Some cherry stuff. I need some clay pots. Glass things. Iron bars. Would iron bars look good as fruit? Maybe not. I don't know what you'd do to make it so that it's a little safer. Maybe fence posts? I'm gonna grab sign. Maybe another sign. We'll put away. No, put away that and that. Man, hard to find stuff. What's up, DP? How you doing, man? Hope you're well. Yes, it's enough to keep the mobs away, the 15 out, but it still will look like it'll look dark and then light and then dark and then light. Slabs? I don't think I need slabs. What I need is fence. I can buy that though. End of the year work? Oh dear, that's always the fun one. That usually means money and taxes and junk. Oh, I was gonna go down here. and add more glowberries. Part where I die. Okay. It is taking a little bit of shape. Yeah, it's not. Ow. Yeah, it's not bad. I've definitely it definitely come along. I don't know if you've seen this one, but I'm pretty proud of this one. This one looks kind of neat. You know, kind of neat. I don't think it's done yet. I think there's more that needs to be done, like to dress it up. Like, gotta put some stuff in here. Like I need to buy some decorations. Is what I need to do. Miscellaneous. What do we need? I could put a couple lily pads in, now that I think about it. How about 3 lily pads? That's not bad. Cool. A fish? I don't think a fish is gonna work. He'll fall out. Oh, that's what I could use the iron grating for. Okay. I could put a fish in the river. I think that works. And I'm gonna go get that iron from the down. Broke my ankles. All right, let's see how this works. Oh, DP, did you take away my my admin privileges or creator privileges? Because I was streaming here one day using the commands, and all of a sudden they just stopped working, and now I can't even set the time of day, and I can't give myself stuff. Is that a thing that occurred? Were decisions made? Yeah, no, I don't. Like time set. I don't have. /give. Oh, I have it now? What the heck? Okay, maybe it came back. I literally didn't have it. There, now I can put a little fish in there. That could be fun. All right, fish, go. Hee hee hee. Can you swim up? Can you swim up, fish? Hope you can. I'm gonna put a lily pad in there too. Fun. That's fun. I think I'll put a pot down somewhere. How are you doing there, man? I haven't talked to you. I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever. How's life? End of the work, obviously, or end of the year work is a bummer, but. All right, so I need a pot. So decorative items. A pot. Definitely need a pot. Buy one of those. Put that. Oh, that was bad. How do I do that? Oh, I know. First you have to break it. Crap. And then you have to put a thing down. I am officially out of room. I should bring a box with me. Crud. Spitting stuff out all over the place. Okay. Do I have enough wood to make a... I do. Okay, cool. Make one little chest here. I don't know why I don't do this whenever I build. I did the server update over the weekend. Good. Yeah, no issues right now. We should work on the interactive part if that's even a thing we still want to do. I'm on the fence with it, but yeah, no, it's pretty solid. All right, sign everywhere is sign. And I don't need. Okay, I think that's probably enough room for now. Okay, so put down. Okay. Gimme. Gotta put this down. Like this. And you put a pot on top. Like this. And then you break this. And then you put the pot underneath. And then you put something in it, which I've managed to forget to do. Fine. Talk about it later when not on stream. Oh, I know, man. And there's a million things. Like, it's not even that important because I've got 100 things. Dinner? Is it time for dinner? It's sleepy time. That means it's nighttime. Okay. I'm gonna put a plant in there. What should I put? Probably a pink tree. I mean, it is my whole vibe. Do I have to go get one? Probably. Okay, I'll have to go get one. I did it again. I really need to stop trying to cut it at the last second there. All right, cherry saplings. What else would look nice up there? Not kelp. Kelp would not look nice up there. Some grass, maybe? Whee! All right, so where'd my plant? There we go. Put a plant in there. Oh, that looks so good. I'm pretty sure I can I'll put like a, yep, that works. I don't think I can put this on top though. You need to make some landing pads. Yeah, you're probably right. Let's do dirt. We'll just do dirt. Nope, dirt. Nope, dirt. There we go. And then did I do that wrong? Yep, I definitely did. Okay, we'll just leave it like that because it still looks good. Nothing wrong with it. Well enough alone, as I always say. No, more is better is what I always say. You're gonna die, aren't you, fish? He's gonna try swimming up here, and he's gonna fall off the side, and then he's gonna die. Okay, well, that's on him. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I don't think there's much I can do to improve it. Do need to work on this though. The grates around the water coming down. I thought about it. I really did. I thought about it, but I'm like, because if he falls, he's gonna fall outside of him. He's gonna fall over here, like land over here, and then he won't be able to flop his way back in. Hey, I was pretty good at having fish. I took care of my fish. I actually, that fish is my favorite pet. Yeah, let's leave well enough alone up here. More is more, they say, but let's just go with it. Oh, that looks so much nicer. Yeah, that's so much nicer. I guess I could make a little pond. This might look better as a pond. I was just gonna make a river and then try putting something on the outside, but theoretically it could be a round pond and then we could dress that up. Yeah, let's do that instead. We'll do that. How can we round this bad boy out? I fished once as a small child. I don't remember what happened. So I had really good fish when I lived in Cleveland. It was my best tank by far. And it ended up being like, it was a lot of work, obviously, but it was also like, it's just such a joy to see the fish swimming around. And I raised them pretty good and, put them in a good school. Yeah, and it was, I loved it. I really enjoyed it. But when we moved, I couldn't take my fish with me for obvious reasons. They don't travel well. Okay, can't put that down if I wanted to. Stop it! Actually, that's a very good point, Simus. That maybe your mom took him to live on a farm up north with your uncle. It happens to a lot of pets. Yeah, that works. Cool. Dig down a little further. I know I'm gonna hit some problems here. I know that. This shovel is too powerful, man. I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. We'll do it slow. Unfortunately, if I make the bottom super flat, it's gonna work against me, and I'm not gonna like it. Okay, let's see if that... Yeah, that's not terrible. Gotta keep a little bit of texture to it. Did I put sand at the bottom? That wouldn't work. That wouldn't work at all. Would it work? Hold on. I have sand. Hey, thank you, Sunshine. Okay. Let's shoot one down. That was dumb. But I did okay. Whoa, they're going down to the bottom of the universe. Okay, cool. What's up, Hannah? How you doing? How are things? Hope you're well. Done at the time anyway. This was prior to being in 3rd grade. It was a little while ago. All right. All right. Well, you can be forgiven for not remembering. I don't remember much from much period, man. I really don't. Kind of wish I did, because other people are like, oh yeah, I remember I had, you know, XYZ when I was growing up, and I'm like, I don't remember any of that, man. I got nothing. Can he make it? He might be able to. It could happen. He did. He's amazing. What scone you got today? Yeah, I did. I haven't eaten it yet though. So there's equal chances I won't. Just finished up with daily Bible study with Noah. Let him prayer journal where we go take a nap. He hasn't been sleeping. Aw. Has he been eating good though? Like, I know that was a challenge for a while. Did we figure out the eating thing? Is that a problem solved? Can we call it solved? Benadryl and chloroform. Yeah, it'll help, but it'll also get you a phone call from people you don't want to talk to. Wait, I went to man, I was supposed to go one level down. Okay, put dirt and then sand. And sand does not like gravity. Or it likes it too much. One of the two. I wonder how much of a mess I've made down there. Probably a lot. If I go underneath there, it's going to be just a nightmare. There we go. That's not too bad. What'd you get for not planning ahead? Dad just likes to behave like the others said to ignore the rules. That's you know what? That's a very good point. That is a very good point. It is not sand. That's the difference. It is everyone else. Whoop. No, that's got to be dirt or stone. Yeah, we'll just make that. I don't mind a little bit of texture. Crud. Okay, so if I dig that out and I put dirt and dig it out and put dirt and dig it out, dirt. I hope it's not going to look really horrible from the bottom. Thank you for the lurk. Doot, doot, doot. Man, making your own topography, it actually isn't really easy. Like it's quite a pain. I could put stone there, I suppose. I'm gonna put, I need water now. We're gonna have to put water in there. I need buckets. 1 bucket, 2 bucket, 3 bucket. Well, I guess another bucket. Okay, I don't think I have enough down here to deal with. No, I do over here. I think maybe. Yeah. Boop. And then boop. Cool. So there, not so bad. Can I pick up from here? Yes. That was this one. Which one can I pick up from? Oh well. We'll grab over here. I mean, terraforming is, that's the thing, right? Like, if I like how it generates. They've worked super hard on making the generation engine look really cool, be fairly natural, you know, not be egregious when it comes to too high, too far, too many this, too many that. Like that's part of the charm of Minecraft, is that they've worked so very hard on all that. But when it comes to us, right? I'm not doing this right. I'm not doing this right. How does one do this? Ice, isn't it? I have access to ice. I have some touch in ice. I can do this. Well, I try to make it a lake, like a still lake, but the problem is, like, once I get to here, I can't actually do anything about it. Like, it'll just end up being a problem. I don't mind having a ripple effect near the waterfall, but I won't be able to add to the middle here. So I'm gonna have to go get some ice. That's what we'll do up here, right there. It's not even that hard to get. We'll just take one little layer off the top. Use regular ice and set the cross pattern to break it. Or use kelp. Yeah, you can do that too. Yeah, we'll still. I think this will work, right? Am I good? I think I'm good. Then you break it. You break it regular. How does that work? You break it using. It turns into ice. Am I wrong? Regular ice, set in a cross pattern, then break it. Yeah. Break it without soak touch. Yeah, exactly. Whoops. I'm officially all out of rockets. It's going to be a problem from here on in. Ooh, dark. All right, let's do a quick experiment. We'll put this here. And then break it using not soak touch. Nope. I'm not right. Okay. So that was wrong. No, it's not packed ice. I think I got the wrong ice. Yeah. All right, so we'll go get different ice. Is there packed ice over there? Or do I have to go to the desert? I have to go to the desert. Or not the desert, the ocean. We have one close. What? Oh, firework. Give XtianNinja, firework, rocket, D4. Cool. These aren't the ones that explode, so they should be good. Remember when you said that the viewer comes first? Part of being a viewer means you have to do things. Like go for ice. Pretty sure it's this way. Now that I think about it, I should probably check the map. We have a map over here. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm gonna go check the map to see what the actual distance is here. I am. Where am I? Where are I? I'm here. Nope, I'm here. Nope. Yeah, there I am. Green. Oh, duh. So, packed ice, west. So this is yours. Never eat sugar. Oh, it's farther than yours. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well, so I gotta go that way a bunch. All right. I think. This is the part where I get lost and can't find my way home, right? Ooh. Got it going on over here. Any fun? It's a cat. A cat that's sat. Hi. Hold on, I'm gonna try not to kill the cat. How to claim land, by Big Scary Original. That's fun. Found kitty on ground. Anybody who wants the kitty can have it. It's got a collar, so it's got to be owned by somebody. Does it tell you in the F3 who's it's owned by? No. All right, well, bye, kitty. Did I go the wrong way? I hope I didn't. I tried to math that out properly. Yeah, exactly. It's sitting. That's what I was thinking too. I thought there was some to the south. Now we're in swampland. Look, a random house in the middle of nowhere. Is that a witch's house? It is, isn't it? Yeah. Now. I'm pretty sure. Aw. Lovely. I'm pretty sure it's this way. Because I think I went completely the wrong direction. Yeah, I did. Ooh, another ruined portal. I wonder what the deal is there. Bet someone took it. It's got a lot of things around. Don't fall in the lava, don't fall in the lava. I don't see a chest. Somebody was here. It has been... Ooh, that's tempting to fly through, but I will die, so no. Emeralds! Am I going south? Never, south, never eat shredded wheat. That way. That's me. Yeah, we're holding up. Ah! I still haven't claimed my land, DP. Like, legit. I can't claim. Because I don't know how to do it. What are you? Like a conduit. Aha! We've arrived in the land of polar bears. Yeah, I like frosted mini wheat, so I never eat soggy waffles. I never eat soggy waffles. Okay, have it. You can have it. I don't. You can have it your way. That's fine. This is just ice. I think packed ice is bluer. Yeah, I think that's packed ice. Ow. Ow, also. I'm just taking your ice, not like you were using it. Ah! What's your deal? Why are you being mean? Here. Have that. I'm not even anywhere near your baby. Like, rude. Okay, cool. We did it. I don't, they're just mean. Yeah, what's up with that? I didn't even do anything. Now, rainbow! Ah, that cool? Ooh, I got a full round rainbow. Dag nabbit. In real life, polar bears could climb into a second-story window from the ground. Polar bears are scary, and I didn't know that they were that horrible. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. All right, so time for another test. Not so touch. Dang damn it! What am I doing wrong? Let's try this. Maybe it's just the wrong pickaxe. Is it? You gotta melt it, maybe? I know there's a way to do this. Packed ice. Packed ice. I got, oh, that blue ice? Ice, hold on. Is it meant to be blue ice? Is that what I'm doing wrong? Hold on. Now we'll break it. No, still the wrong ice. Supernorthern areas of Alaska, people are required to keep their homes and cars unlocked in case someone encounters a polar bear. Interesting. No, dude, I did. That was the first one I did. I have normal ice. Here's ice. And then I break it. Oh, for the love of Pete. Crap. All right. I'm an idiot. I don't even know what I did. Are you melting? I'm not gonna have enough. How did I mess this up? Okay, cool. Okay, was that normal ice? Is that what I got from the mountain? How did I mess this up? Hey, fish isn't dead, yay. All right, hold on, that's ice. Packed ice, blue ice. I didn't even know there were 3 kinds of ice. I didn't even know that. Yoing! What are you? You are packed ice, so you're the wrong kind of ice. Okay. So, we need to get the right kind of ice. Dang nabbit. Okay. Slash give. See, now I can't slash give anymore. Rude. Fine, I'll use the shop. Packed in blue ice don't melt, so can use them for high-speed boat travel and highways. Blue is faster than oh, is it really? Blue is special. All right, cool. Blocks. Oop, hold on. What was that? Packed ice. Not what I want. Do they not have ice? Can you unpack an ice? Is that possible? Is that a thing? Can you unpack ice? You can't. Okay. Is it? All right. So blocks. Where are we at? Ice. Das Prismarine. Maybe it's not under that. Yeah, it might be under decoration. Okay. Decoration. Okay, there we go. Coral. Or miscellaneous, probably. Let's go to miscellaneous. Don't know. What are you? Bucket of salmon. No, I don't want salmon. All right. Why can't I slash give anymore? Okay, you know what? Fine, I will fly there. It is in this direction. At least it's daytime now. Can we just give credit to the server that we picked? I think DP picked. because doggone, it is very cool that this is just smooth as butter. If you've ever, did I enter the Firelands? What did I do here? That was weird. All right, cool. What a neat little place. That was cool. And what are you? F3. You are ice. That's ice too. All right, we need soak touch. That ought to do it. Back home. You're here. Whoa, that was fun. You're here? Oh, I'm good at stuff. Actually, I tend to get lost when I try to do that, so. Check your ice. It's ice, I promise. Packed ice. What the flip? Hello, I'm dead now. Mind the ice that's floating, not the ice that's in icebergs. Okay. Cool. Once I can get out of the ice, I will. Okay, here we go. Where's the ice floating? I think I might be getting dumber, guys. This is a true problem. Okay, try this again. Now I have a rocket. Boop. There it is. And there we go. We're just gonna throw all this stuff over the edge because we don't need it. Feel free to sink into the ocean forever. I'm gonna try not to make this look really horrible. I hate it when people just leave ugly. Just make it like an edge. It's fairly random. Like, it's not... no rhyme or reason to it. Okay, that's definitely enough. It'll freeze again? Okay, even better. I wonder how long I needed until I replaced those. I've had a lot of celebrations. Whoops. That's no good. I may have made a boo-boo. Yeah, I gotta go up and I gotta stop the works up there. That's okay. It happens. Okay, here we go. And we're gonna use this. You go pop pop. Nope, that didn't work. Maybe here. There. Aha! Perfect. I don't know how to get back up. Okay. Well, that looks cool. I'll take that. Haven't quite figured out what to do now. I'm pretty sure I want some kind of cool edging. I need some inspiration, man. I do. I need some inspiration. Let's go down here for a sec, where I'm kind of safe. And grab a window. Okay, pond, Minecraft pond images. Okay, wow. Jeepers. I like that dock. That's kind of cool. Looks super wrecked. No, not right. How about Minecraft Sakura? No. Cherry Blossom Pond. Yeah. Ew. Hello, Lady Spaghetti. I'm looking for inspiration from a pond. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. Like on the outside here, having that would look much nicer than what I had going on. Definitely. Okay. Oh, I can make it heart shape. Oh, that'd be kind of cute. I don't like how he designed it though. It's funny, I only see one that I actually like. You have obtained the sustenance? Good for you. Oh, I got my thing in the way. I'm sorry. I shall move the gotcha. Where did it go? That needs to go somewhere better. My bad. I'm sorry. I know, right? Exactly. A common ghost named Bahamut. Actually, it could go over here now that I think about it. Yeah, that's a better spot. Coffee cup named Linda. I got a coffee cup named Linda. I don't need a little house. A little boat would kind of be funny, considering there would be very little boating. Apparently putting rocks around the outside is the way to go. That really adds the ambiance. I like that first one. That literally, that I only saw one good one, and there's this one. Yeah, sure. Okay, let's get some bricks, man. I need those. Ow! Common lawnmower named Blorbacks. Yes. What? You got a problem with that? Oh wow, I don't have very many of anything. We're gonna put some stuff away here. I don't need a lot of it. So let's, okay, we can put some glowy stuff in the bottom. That might be fun. Okay. Should be a pink light though. I don't like the, no, it's yellow. Could be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I have mossy cobblestone, so good. Got regular cobblestone, at least one of them. Mossy stone bricks, I got 2 of them. That's lame. Yeah, let's make that first. Flowering azalea. And then that's about it for now. I think it's just basically these 2. Mossy cobblestone and cobblestone. And then you gotta have, can you make mossy cobblestone slabs? You can. Okay, we're gonna grab a couple of those. I definitely have cobblestone. I don't know why I'm even playing. I have so much cobblestone. If you play Minecraft for any period of time, cobblestone will not be a problem. Oh! What did I do? Did I kill my momentum somehow? What is happening? Why can't I fly? Oh, because I ran out of... It's broken. I keep jumping off things. And then I die. That's no good. That was bad. Okay. Yeah, that was bad. I literally could have died. 3 low below 100%. Yeah. That. Oh, Hannah got the 109. Doing all right. Yeah, we're gonna have to get some XP. Can I give myself XP? Does that work? No, I don't think so. I buy it from the shop though. Buy stacks. We'll buy 16 stacks. Cool. That was a lot more than I expected. Why aren't you mending? Well, there you go. There. Oh, that sound is the... I didn't know we even had a sound. That's kind of fun. I don't know where to put it. I need another thing. Crap. Put it over here. Do 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 do. Oh, every 5 levels? Oh, I thought that was, and then it was like repaired my wingy thingy. Oh, mossy cobblestone, and mossy cobblestone slab. So we'll kind of alternate, I guess. Mossy cobblestone. Not sure everything should be done at random, but like, I feel like it would look weird if I didn't try. I think maybe especially this part. Now, slabs. Whoop. Could probably do one more. Let's remove that one. Yeah, that's not so bad. Now, what did the rest look like? Oh, it's a video. I didn't realize. Okay. Just kind of put random. Oh, that you should put stone there too. Okay. Sea pickles. Never thought about doing sea pickles. But she's a designer. I'm not. Yeah, I like doing the trees naturally. That's kind of, having a tree in the middle of it's not a terrible idea though. And just kind of stack. I need some stone. Maybe this will work. God sees every hidden thing. And why the heck would he give me such a passion for mangoes and place me in a climate that can't grow them? To develop your character, obviously. Because if he left you have access to all the mangoes that you could buy. Hey, potato, good to see you. All the mangoes ever. You would have long OD'd on banana or on mangoes. Trump gave us all $2,000 after he empties the Democrat war coffers to keep by the mansion, pay warlords. I'll get a good meta PC. Is he offering money? That's a Canadian trick, man. Oh, the election coming up? Cool. Quick, give everybody money. Bunch of plebes don't know what's going on anyway. Whoop, that's a wall. Dang it. Not what I wanted. Labs. Maybe I do want a wall. Oh, mossy cobblestone wall? That'd be fun. All right. I hadn't really thought about that. But, why does it feel like he's so slow to answer my prayers? Why didn't know a job yet? Because God is not, God is your provider, so he's not going to have to worry about too much about that. You're not going to go without that which you need, he promises. But, also, the lack of guarantee for what you're, what you think you need is probably the biggest, the issue, right? Like, you ask the question, what does Hannah and Noah need? Chances are God's answer to that question is going to be different than your answer. He gave us money twice? Yeah, all right. That's kind of fun. I feel like I need one more fence. No, probably not, because otherwise I'll be in trouble. All right, that's kind of cool. That looks neat. Now what else? What else did they do? Oh yeah, they put sea pickles and junk in the bottom. I'm gonna put the put this in there. Cool. Didn't even think these are completely accidental. But cool. I think I need more sand. Oh, bummer. Let's go get more sand. Been video broadcast I've been watching while I stream. 98% GPU use. 72 degrees, I'm not worried. Video broadcast is the least optimized thing in the history of the world, man. It is so not ready for prime time. It's got some cool features, but it takes all of your juice. Feels like everything I've tried to do to help support us fails. First insurance job failed, accepted an offer to be teaching assistant, rescinded and left. Ow. Rescinded, left jobless, tried to be a mail carrier. Underestimated how physical the job was, can't do it. Second insurance attempt, can barely get an answer to a phone call. Let's just actually sell insurance, decided to stream full time, laptop starts dying. Yeah, I can get that. Like you kind of you go through it, kind of what you said and parse it out, right? And this is going to sound critical, but I don't mean it to be. Right? It feels like everything I try to do to help support us fails, right? So do you have a responsibility to try to, help? I think yes. Your heart is in the right place where you're like, I'm trying to help my family, help my, help Noah do things correct and whatnot. And not that I know, but I'll ask the question. As you prayed about this stuff, did you feel a sense of leading or a sense of guidance towards those decisions, right? Or were they made out of a sense of either panic or a sense of assumption? If I do this, then God's going to do something. And I'm not saying it's wrong. Like, don't hear me say that. What I'm saying is that as you were doing it, right, or did you feel a sense of calm and peace that's where you're supposed to be, right? The other side of it, I tried to be a teacher, I tried to be an insurance salesman. You're not the only one affected, or no, you're not the only one in the math. There are people who have sinned against you. There are people who are also should be factored into your equation. As in, when I tried to do the teaching assistant thing, either they didn't prepare you properly, or they didn't tell you what the job was, or they messed it up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so therefore, in that instance, it could have been that you were in the right place, or that was totally fine, but you were sinned against by someone who's trying to be selfish or being foolish, or that wasn't the right place. Try to do a physical job, that maybe wasn't the best idea. Like, you had an idea, I think probably can do it, and you just learned a lesson. Nothing wrong with that. You learned something. Selling insurance by definition is hard. It's just incredibly hard. Like, you signed up for a job that is super duper hard to do, and the turnover rate, I bet if I Google it, hold on, I'm gonna Google what is the turnover rate for insurance sales call center, call people. I bet it's huge. It's double the average rate of other occupations. Burnout rate can be up to 90%. Like, it's what you signed up for is brutally hard to do. And so therefore you're not rare in that you didn't want to do it, couldn't figure it out, and really didn't like it. Most people can't, right? I have a friend who's a mattress salesman. Been a mattress salesman for like forever. Good at it, enjoys it, loves selling mattresses, and can make enough money to feed his family on it. That is a rare dude. Like, there are not very many people who can do that, and it's just because most people don't like it, and most people don't have the skills for it. So, I mean, like, don't beat yourself up, and don't factor it in too spiritually that God's not providing, or God's not, God's at whatever, or it could be a lot of different factors. Other people are at play, the economy's at play, your people who you're trying to depend on are at play, and then the jobs that you've chosen, good intention. Sometimes it wasn't the right thing. But I guess, and my second question is, are you housed? Are you fed currently? Like, right, when God says to pray for your daily bread, are you currently in a place where today you are provided for? Today you have enough. Today you're able to sleep somewhere warm and have some food, right? I think that's really important to recognize, that God doesn't guarantee us the future. Like, he doesn't. Okay, here's a year of, like, what he says is, I'll give you what you need when you need it, and anything above that is grace. When you have more than you need, that's grace. Give him what you need is grace too, but you see my point, hopefully. He's using the job I had offered, but the lady that I was supposed to be replacing because of her health issues suddenly came back. The offer was rescinded before I could even sign on dotted line. You don't know what you saved yourself from, okay? The assumption is that would have been great. I would have had a lot of money and the job would have been great. It could have been that you really didn't like it, and you looking back on it, you'd been like, I shouldn't have been there. Like, you don't know. So you don't know if that would have been a better job or a worse job, or you can't know. So having that emotion about it of it's something I missed out on, you don't know. Maybe it was something you were saved from. Is that possible? Yeah. Right? Well, good for you for undervolting, and that's cool. Good for you, Conray. I think like for me, I've been in places where I've needed some stuff, and I think the lessons that I've learned are ask for help, right? That's number one. Let people know that you're in need. Let people at the church and people that you're friends or whatever just kind of say, this is where I'm at, and be honest with them. You know, like don't be like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. I need $10,000 in the bank, because that's not necessarily true. You basically need to know where your next meal is coming from and if you're going to be able to pay rent next month, kind of thing. That's like not unreasonable to ask for. I think the next part that I've learned is that use what you already have, right? Are you using what you already have to its fullest extent? Like, for example, the stuff that you've got going on. I don't know. For me, the one I use an example is a teapot. We had a teapot that was, and then like a kettle, and then it broke, and the assumption would be, well, go get yourself another kettle because it broke. You need a kettle. And we're like, no, we're not getting things simply because we think we earn them. We're getting things that we need. And right now we're in a place where we got to be careful. So therefore, no, we don't have a kettle. We heat water on the stove now in a pot. And until we have enough extra to get ourselves a kettle, that's just the way it's going to be. And so, like, are you actually maximizing the stuff that you currently have? That's another good question. And so therefore, maybe you need to be a better steward of what you already have. Don't know. I think another thing that I learned was that sometimes God will bring you right to the line, man. I remember one time I was in between jobs. I'd been following God. He told me to quit. I quit. I was sitting at home. I didn't have any money in the bank. Money was leaving quickly, and I got down to $1.10 in my bank account. $1.10, and I remember praying. I'm like, God, I know you don't want me to go into debt, and so therefore I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, I don't have a job. I've been applying. I've been using everything I could possibly use to do it. I've been asking for stuff. I feel like I'm doing the right thing. So what do you know, unless you send money, I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent next month. And so right away, God sent enough to take care of me till the next part of my life started, right? Sometimes he'll take you right to the bottom. So just kind of once you get down there, and then the next thing I learned is that if you have put yourself in a position where you're in debt, then that is past you causing problems for present you. Like, if you got credit card debt, or you got a mortgage, or you got a bank loan, or you got a car that you couldn't afford, and you just decided to get that, not recognizing that you were putting yourself in a position where if things went sideways, you're going to get in trouble, then you got yourself into this by getting something with money you didn't have. In which case, the tightness that you're feeling and difficulty you're feeling is a result of your own folly. And so therefore, you can't blame God for that either. You're the one who decided to do that. And so for you to, when he was convicting you and going, hey, don't get the thing, you can't afford it, and you're like, it'll be fine, this is you reaping that reward. I'm not saying you are, but if you're in debt, that's part of the reason. So there's so many things that happen when it comes to God's provision that aren't just God will give you, boom. Have you asked for help? Are you in crazy levels of debt? Are you using what you have wisely? And is it something that you are you being patient enough to wait until you really do need a miracle? And if those things are lining up, then I would say that just wait, because it's there. It's a good thing. I'm glad you guys got, you guys went viral. I'm glad you guys had, that money that came in. And I don't know what you did with it, and I'm not going to judge you on what you did with it because I don't know. But you asked the question, you got to ask the question, did you use it wisely? Was it something that did you just decide you were going to do something that you couldn't afford because you had a pile of money in the bank? And then now you're like, God, send more money. And God was like, I gave you the money that you needed for the next, 6 months or whatever. You spent it in 3. I think there's a lesson you're going to have to learn. I don't know. I don't know because I don't know your situation. But I do know that God will often discipline us and allow the what we reap to be what we sow. And if we end up assuming for God or asking God to cover our sin, right? Look at James. You do not have because you do not ask. When you do ask, you ask for things that you are just going to hurt you, that you use for your own selfish desires. And so God just says no. And the same way, it's like, God, I want a thing. God's like, here's a miracle. Take the miracle. You buy a bunch of stuff you don't need. Put yourself into debt. Use it all up. Don't save it. And then come back to God and be like, God, do it again. And his response is, that's not good for you. The grace that I gave you and the stuff that you had, you didn't use well. I mean, I'll teach you how to use it well. You're going to have to dig yourself out of this thing so that you can learn the lesson for next time. Will God graciously give beyond that? Sure. Right. And you have a community that loves you. I'm not trying to make it all your fault. There's a lot going on. God's timing, God's will, it has to do with you and your habits and where you're currently at, and your motivations has to do with your community, the people that are around you, the ones that are supposed to be helping and aren't, or are going to be helping if you haven't asked. Has to do with the people that are around you that are sinning against you, right? That you should have more. I always think of that story from the Old Testament where all the priests were starving to death. In the Old Testament, God said, listen, you need to take care of your priests. They're not allowed to own land. Their job is to be priests. And then when Israel decided they didn't want to honor God anymore, the priests started dying. Now, was that the priest's fault? No. It's not that the priest did anything wrong. The priests were designed to be dependent on Israel. Israel sinned. The consequence of that sin and the judgment of that sin was that innocent people, like the priests, died of starvation. They starved to death because of someone else's sin. That also factors in, right? That also factors in. There's a lot happening. I think if I were to give you any kind of advice, it would be for you to take some time to journal, you and Noah, just to sit there and pray and be like, okay, God, is there stuff that we need to know about what we're using, what we have, and what the plan is? Because do I need to ask forgiveness of something? Do I need to change my habits in some kind of way? Is it a matter of patience? Do I just need to wait for a little bit longer? Is this a matter of you teaching us a lesson because of sins in the past? Or is it you want to write another story? And so therefore in our lives, and so therefore we got to be, we're going to have to go through some stuff so that you can show your glory in a different way. Give me some clarity here. Sometimes there's a bunch of different things it could be. And I don't want to say which one it is one way or the other. I've known folks that literally ask for help and have asked me for help. And then I've raised money for, who then immediately turned around and used it for something dumb and selfish and prideful and wrong, and then came back with could you raise up more money for me? And no, I know what you did to the last one, or someone will be like, I'm in trouble, I whatever, can you help me? I was like, well, why are you in trouble? And the answer is, well, because I spent all my money on bad stuff I shouldn't have, and it's I need you to dig me out of my hole. And the answer is no. You look at Timothy, right? You talk about the widows who were gossips and miserable old ladies. You can't, they said, when they come and if they're hungry, don't give them food. Don't serve them. Why? They're in sin. They're causing problems for the community. They're problems, and they need to be taught that you need to be able to respect the community, and you need to be following God before the church is going to be the one to be able to help you out, because you're just being the worst. And that's in the Bible, man. Sometimes church says no because you're a bad steward, because you're a big grumpy butthead, and you need to be taught to not do that. The community needs to go, no, stop being a butthead, and then we'll help you. It happens. I don't know if any of that was helpful or encouraging, but I know that it could be a lot more complex. than merely we need something. I'm gonna go upstairs and get myself some more decorations. Upstairs, upriver. I'm gonna try making something kind of cool. I'm gonna try making a glowstone thing that's like a standing lamp. I wonder if that would work. Let's see. Can I put glowstone right there? Or not glowstone, oh sorry, glowberries. Is that a thing? No. Needs to be a slab. Okay. That's easily fixed. Let's put a stinky slab. Oh, is it really? I'm sorry. Okay, let's try this. Oh, that's not a slab. That's a slab. I'm gonna... There. And then I can put glowberries. Yeah. That could look cool. If I put a slab on the other side too. And then we do glowberry. That'd be fun. That's kind of fun. Fun, funky, and fresh. Minecraft is weird to stream. It is a little odd when it comes to the technologically side of it. Dude, it is so weird. Like, I can't use game capture. I have to use or I can't use display capture. I use game capture. It just doesn't work. It doesn't like it. Okay. That'll be fun. I'm gonna get rid of that one. Yay. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that one. I don't like it. It is ugly and unsightly. Did I put bone meal in here? No. I do have bone meal down there. I should go get some more lily pads too. Actually, what are those other lily pads called? The ones that like you can stand on. Those kind of look neat. I think they're a decoration. Drip leaf, that's what they're called. Yeah. Is that a here thing? Yeah, there it is. Oh, small drip leaf. Cool. And then big drip. I didn't even know there were two different sizes of drip leaf. Let's see what those look like. Big drip leaf, small drip leaf, and then lily pads. All right, cool. What does this look like? Like lily pads or stems. Okay. Does it go in the water? Ah, that was kind of neat, actually. Neat. Oh, all right. Cool, 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 cool. Now a drip leaf. Can you put drip leaf on? Can it go on grass? No. I don't think I can put it. Can I put it here? Yeah, you can. All right. Well, that's something. I don't like that. Guess we need some more dirt. I don't think you put it on top of this, though. Can you? No. Oh, it doesn't even go that high. Okay. Weird. Supposed to be on the edge? Is that what it's supposed to be? Like, we put it here? No. I don't have a dirt edge. There you go. Oh. Okay. You can grow them. Fun. I mean, if I do this, it'll get bigger. No? That's it, normal. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Keep stacking to make it higher. That's super fun. Why does it end so abruptly, though? Like, maybe I need to put one... If I put dirt here... and I put a drip leaf. Nope, face wrong way. If I put it here. And then... that kind of looks interesting. Go back. Kind of looks like a big pad, I guess. I don't like how it ends so abruptly. Bone meal makes the little ones into big ones. Oh, interesting. Okay. And then we'll throw a couple lily pads on there. Yeah, that was kind of neat. I think I need a frog. This just screams, please put a frog on me. What else can I... okay, how about... I think I saw some spawn eggs in the shop. Spawn eggs. What do we got? An LA, an armadillo, axolotl. Okay, all right, we could buy one of those. That was expensive. Blaze, no. What's a bogged? What's a bogged? Ew, it's a monster. No, bad. Breeze. That sounds good. Camel. Cat. Cave spider. Chicken. Swamp zombie. Yes, I don't like it. He's ugly. Cow. Creeper. Dolphin. Donkey. Drown. Elder guardian. No. Enderman. Endermite. Evoker. Fox. Frog. I don't need a frog. Hold on. $395,000? Are you nuts? One. Gassed. Glow squid. Can't put him there. Goat. Guardian. Oglin. Horse. Husk. Iron column. Llama. Magma. Mushroom. Ocelot. That's a cat. Panda. Burb. Phantom. Pig. Pillager. Polar bear. Pufferfish. What else we got? Rabbit. Where's a rabbit? Why is it so expensive, man? What's up with that? I'll put the rabbit on just to make Samus have a rabbit. Salmon, shulker, silverfish, skeleton, tropical fish spawn. But I can get a bucket of tropical fish for like $100. Feel like that's a bit of a ripoff. Tadpole. Oh, tadpole. Oh, fun. Rider. Turtle. No, no, too much space for a turtle. Wither. No thanks. I think I'm good. Couldn't buy spawn eggs before. I assume this has replaced buying every kind of spawner. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, good question. They're more expensive, so others don't abuse them to make tons of sellable items. They also can be used to load spawners. Oh, okay. Okay. What color do you think we're gonna get? Yeah, that tracks. All right. Frog. Frog? Frog. And a wabbit. A wascoey wabbit. Okay. Let's see what he does. I'm very, very sure he's gonna die. Immediately. He didn't survive the fall. Yeah, there he is. Rip our bunny. All right, there you go. Bunnies are very, very suicidal. Axolotl's got some stuff going on too. Okay, hold on. You need a cage. We're gonna have to cage this guy in. He's not gonna be alive very long. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Panicked animal plus edge equals short-lived fun, which is predictable. Ow! I landed on the only thing to land on. Okay, so we're gonna put this here. Did that help? Let's watch this axolotl guy. I know they can get out, but they don't drown. I know they can drown. Did I give them somewhere to stand? Like in the middle? Yeah, there you go. Now you won't die. It's something. Where is he? Oh no, we're good. I think we're good. He's quick. I didn't realize how fast those guys are. He's lickety split. Zoom. Frog, why don't you get back in over there? That was quite a mighty jump. Well done. I would like these glowberries to start glowing. I think that's good. I think that's all I want to build right now. Here, I don't think there's much else I can do. I mean, obviously you can dress it up around the outside a little bit, but I don't feel particularly inspired by the rest of it right now. So I want to figure out something else to do. Maybe a stone wall? Like around the outside? But even that might be odd. There. I had 3 rabbits years ago, and they aggro and poop a lot. Yeah, like actual rabbits. We had a rabbit. They make a lot of poop. Absolutely do. Okay. I think I'm good. I've done the thing. Killed a rabbit. Good. I think that is enough for today. Thank you for being here in stream. It was a good Monday. We were able to have a big chat about Devo stuff, and then we played some Minecraft. I feel like we're taking little bites of the Minecraft, and tomorrow is Taco Tuesday. The plan, I'm thinking about some stuff. Like I talked about some things at Reach that I wouldn't mind bringing up again, and maybe figuring that kind of stuff out. So we're working. I'm working through some stuff. And I started a new game called Winds of Whispering Windows. What's it called again? Where Winds Meet. And it's kind of interesting. It's a Chinese gotcha / adventure samurai sort of game. And it's kind of cool, actually. It's very chill, a lot chiller than I thought it'd be. And it's only 1 player. You don't have to be wandering around all over the place with a zillion different players. So it's kind of cool. The only gotcha part of it is apparently the outfits. It's another one of those. It's not a gotcha so much as it's like it's got things you dress up in. So you can buy the upgrades and things. So it's kind of cool. Worth trying. What's his name? Gherkinsteel recommended it. He really likes the gotcha games. And it's got really good graphics too. So we'll play that tomorrow. And then Thursday, I got this. I got something fun. Went to Walmart, saw something cool, and was like, yeah, we're totally building that. So I went and found this. It's not a Game Boy with not Tetris. So we're gonna do that. The not Tetris is funny. It's called Tetra Tower. And so we're gonna build not a Game Boy with not Tetris, and then I have another ball with espresso machine. You know what's funny? Last time we played, not fun. We're gonna have not fun doing not Lego. It's even not Lego. You found a puppy. Oh goody. That's so good. My wife, you are not allowed to have a puppy. We talked about this for a little while. But yeah, so I got a little espresso machine. Yeah, we're gonna have not Lego with not fun, having not a Game Boy with not Tetris. Yeah, that is the plan. Oh, I was gonna say, it was funny is I didn't finish. You know, at the house, I said I'll build the sign and call it and send you guys a picture. It's not that I finished and didn't take a picture. I haven't finished. Like I still got like 1 or 2 things I got to do on this pile of Lego over here, and yeah, it's not done yet. You notice a big hole right there? That's where Dragon Rose Coffee was. I think that's where where I'm going to put that little build. But yeah, it should be fun. I don't know what I'm going to do with these, but that's okay. I want to build them. So that's what we'll do on Thursday. Has 2 dog puppies are expensive. Yeah, it's not the expense that I'm too worried about. Like we can figure that out. The issue is that we've had a lot of change, and we've had a lot of uncertainty, and we've had a lot of stuff happen. We need to find a rhythm before we allow another living being to be in our house. We're not in that place. If we can't handle the dishes, how are we supposed to handle the dog? If you know what I mean. Okay. Let's yeah, I don't know what we're doing Wednesday. I haven't figured that out. I've got Tuesday and Thursday figured out, but that's about it. Let's write out, go say hello to somebody. Who are we? Let's read Sarah. Now, maybe she took a picture of me. It was very fun. She found me. It made me feel very special. She came to me and was like, "Could you take a picture of me?" I thought that was really cool. I can go ballistic with my Lego. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's go say hi to her. She's a potato right now. So what's she gonna do? Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for your prayers and for your questions. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Classic.